Hello everyone, this is a two-part video response to Charlie Kirk's recent video titled The Dangers of an Open Border. I was going to try and make this a single video, but it turns out it's just too long of a topic, too difficult to sum up in just one video. So in the first video, I'm going to be discussing some problems with immigration most Americans don't seriously consider, and in the second video, I will discuss potential solutions. As far as I'm concerned, if you do not have a PhD, preferably in a STEM field, we don't need you in America. I know some people think highly of the work ethic of our southern immigrants, but we really don't need hard work ethic either. That seems like a harsh statement to make, but hear me out, let me back it up. We can get hard work from anywhere. In any country where people are not having their needs consistently met, we can get hard work from them. If I want to get hard work out of you, all I have to do is let you starve for a few days, and if I offer you food after the end of those few days, you'll probably be willing to work pretty hard to get that in your belly. So we can get hard-working people from anywhere in the world where suffering is occurring. We don't need to get it specifically from the people that are south of our border. What we can't get from anywhere is innovators. Innovation is what has caused us to become a great nation. Not necessarily hard work. It's a component, but it's not required. Companies like Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, Microsoft, Apple. Our nation is great because we are a nation of innovators. We do not need people coming here looking for manual labor jobs or looking to open a new restaurant and competing with the restaurants that are already existing. We need educated minds that can bring us into the future, and Mexican culture doesn't do that. Yes, I said Mexican. I'm sure many of you are going to call me racist now because I specifically said Mexican, because that is the real source of our problems when it comes to immigration. Sure, we have immigrants from other parts of South American nations, but the true source of our immigration problem is Mexico. That's who we share a massive border with. That's where most of our impoverished, unskilled laborers are coming from. So check out this statistic. According to the American Council on Education, these are the ethnicities with the highest college graduation rates. 66% of Asians have obtained at least an associate's degree, followed by 52% of whites. And guess who's at the very bottom of college graduates? Hispanics. They don't push their children to seek higher education. Some immigrants have done amazing things for America, but generally speaking, the unskilled, impoverished laborers we get from Mexico are not a reliable source of greatness for our nation. So let me get off that soapbox now and step up onto another one. So Republicans are calling for stronger border control, and some even like the idea of mass deportation. I like the idea of both of those solutions, but here's the problem. It's a delusion. It's never going to work. If we wanted to make either of those solutions work, the time to implement them was back in 1990, before our southern immigrants basically exploded into our population. So why won't it work, you ask? Well, first, because the American children of Mexican immigrants they represent too much of our population at this point. They are fully integrated with us now. And although they might be conservative leaning, when push comes to shove, they are not going to vote to have their own family members deported and shut off into Mexico. We have to accept at this point that we no longer have the capacity to control southern illegal immigration. Now, second, our southern border has more length than half of the countries in this world have in perimeter. You think we can build a functional wall that's long and actually keep people from coming over it? You think Mexicans will forget how to dig once we put up a wall? You think they can't figure out how to put a hole in something that's going to be 2,000 miles long? That's how long our southern border is. Even if we create a good wall, how much is it going to cost to actually maintain it and create it? How much will it cost for us to hire enough border control agents to actually monitor it for damage? It's time for us to stop bitching and moaning about solutions we'd like to have implemented that are never going to come true, and start talking about and focus our conversations on things that we can actually do to help mitigate the problem that already exists. So what can we actually do? How can you realistically stop an impoverished people group who are highly motivated to fight their way into our land of milk and honey? As much as some of you might like it, we're not going to use the violent method. That would be one way to, using fear would be an effective method, but it's not going to happen. We're not going to start attacking immigrants trying to come into this nation. So what can we actually do? We need to seriously end citizenship through birth. Stop encouraging people to migrate or travel to this nation on vacation so that they can give birth to so-called American babies. This has been an even bigger issue for the United States than even the open border problem that we have. When I was in the Air Force, I served in an area for several years in Mississippi. There was a building that hosted a group of Arab military members, and they were allowed to come here for training, and they were also, on occasion, allowed to bring with them their pregnant wives who would come here, obviously, so that they could give birth in the United States and then have a dual citizenship baby. So birth citizenship is actually allowing people to come here with potentially adversarial perspectives on America and give birth to citizens. We need to make a new law that makes it understood that you will never truly be a part of our nation unless you take the legal path that requires time, dedication, and at least some form of a security check. So what else can we do beyond this? Not much, I'm afraid. Like I said, pretty much everything outside of this that I can think of is extremely hypothetical. That's just not even worth discussing at this point. So I'm going to end this video here, but I will discuss one of those hypothetical solutions in a future video. It's not something that I expect to be reasonably discussed in terms of political solutions, but I think it's at least interesting enough to entertain the thought of. If you enjoyed this video, or if you have any other innovative solutions to the immigration problem that America has, please like, comment, subscribe, and provide your thoughts.